Hi, welcome to the Art of Yoga with Cat Justice, and this is session 4 in my Intro to Yoga series. So thank you for sticking with me and sticking with this practice. I hope you enjoy what we've got in store today. So we're going to continue with this idea of working through both the physical postures of yoga and incorporating some of the philosophy of yoga along with. So today we're going to finish up exploring the niyamas, or the observances. So to start, let's come into child's pose. So you can come onto your hands and knees and make your way into whatever version of child's pose feels good for your body. So the knees can be wide, they can be right together. You can relax the body forward. You can fold your arms back at your sides. You can put props under your hips. You can fold your hands under your head. Lots and lots of options. If all else fails, you can also roll onto your back. Excuse me, kitty. And hug your knees to your chest. This is like a Supta Balasana, reclining child's pose. But whatever version you're taking, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to begin to feel your breath working through your body. And as you feel your breath, just again noticing, where does your body move as you breathe? Noticing the rhythm of your breath. That rhythm is going to be really important in our practice today. So really just establishing that kind of slow, steady movement from inhale to exhale. And as you breathe here with your eyes closed, the first of the niyamas that we're going to explore in our practice today is svadhyaya, which means self-study. So we're going to take this moment to study ourselves, to be able to look inward and just feel naturally what's happening inside our body, what's happening inside our minds, what you're thinking, maybe emotionally, what you're feeling, and just getting in tune with that deeper self. And then gently rise on up to hands and knees. As always, you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. Feel the whole palm resting into the floor, so not just putting the weight in the wrists. Distribute it out. And we'll move through our good friends cat and cow. So you can inhale for that gentle back bend, arching through the back, just a comfortable amount. Exhale, rounding, drop the head. Moving at your own pace. Again, we're going to think about letting our breath lead. Let the body follow. Relax the face, the jaw, the throat. Really getting that movement cued up with our breath. On the next inhale, coming back to a flat back. And then from here, you're going to take your hands slightly forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes, and we're going to lift right up and back into our downward facing dog. As we lift into down dog, you might want to keep some bend in your knees if your hamstrings are tight. Again, the idea of down dog is to get the weight off your arms. So the hips are going to reach up and back, the head drops down, fingers are spread, again, not with all the weight on the wrists, use the whole palm of the hand. Breathing here, once again, get in touch with that movement of your breath. The next of the niyamas that we're going to think about and feel in our bodies is tapas, or zeal. So we're going to move with like a little bit more energy into our practice, and that's where the breath comes in. So we're going to inhale and come forward for plank, finding that zeal, that tapas, that little bit of heat. On an exhale, gently lower knees, chest, and chin to the earth. And then we're going to inhale, Cobra pose. Reach through the toes, reach through the heart, shoulders away from the ears. And then on an exhale, lift it up to hands and knees, and then right back to downward facing dog. We're going to move through that sequence. So you're going to inhale slowly for plank. Think of it like slow motion yoga. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. The breath leads. Inhale, Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. If your breath is moving slower or faster, follow your own rhythm. Inhale, find plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, Cobra. And exhale, this time child's pose. Once again, let your hips sit back and let your body melt. As you breathe in child's pose, again, feeling now maybe the changes that have happened in your body since you started the practice today. As that breath deepened, coming back to Svadhyaya, back to self-study. And the third niyama that we're going to work with today is Ishvara Pradithana. You can say that 5 times fast. Ishvara Pradithana, which is surrender to the divine or connection with a universal energy. That might be a religious practice for you. It might be kind of that literal sense of God or divine energy, or it might just be community. You know, it might be anything that's bigger than you, anything that's larger than you that you can surrender yourself to, that you can dedicate yourself to, something outside of you. That's what Ishvara Pradithana can mean. And from child's pose, once again, you're going to reach forward, tuck your toes, lift on up for downward facing dog. Only this time, we're going to slowly walk our feet up to our hands to come into a forward fold near the top of your mat. For this forward fold, the knees are going to be bent so that your chest can rest on your thighs, or as close as you can get. And then just let your arms go loosey-goosey. You can either just let them hang, or you can hold opposite elbow. Some people call this ragdoll. You're going to just gently let your body sway side to side. Let your spine be loose. Again, cultivating that sense of surrender, letting go. And then from this ragdoll forward fold, go ahead and release the arms, bend as deep through the knees as you can, and then slowly start to roll up as you breathe in. Inhale, breathe as you go. Last thing to straighten are the knees and the hips, and finally the head comes up. Give it another inhale to circle up through the arms. And then another exhale to bring your hands back to your heart. From here, take a moment to build into mountain pose. Let's start with the feet hip distance apart. Find those imaginary roller skates, or those 4 corners of your feet. Close your eyes for a breath and just feel that rooting down through the feet and that rising up through the crown of the head. Let your chin drop slightly. Let your shoulders soften. Exploring both that energy that connects us down to the earth as well as the energy that lifts us up towards the sky. And then opening your eyes, go ahead, take your hands just gently to your lower back. Roll the shoulders back. Feel as if your shoulder blades are creating a little shelf for your heart. As you inhale for a gentle back bend, just as far as is comfortable. Breathing here, feel that front body open, maybe even thinking of that sense of surrendering, of opening. Inhale, rise it back up. And then from here, we're going to shift our weight over to the right foot, and the left foot will step back for a warrior one. Your stance can be as big or as small as you're comfortable with. We're going to bend your front knee until you can just see the big toe to the inside of the knee. The back foot is going to angle mostly forward. And then this time, let's interlace the hands behind the back. From here again, feel that front body opening across the chest, the heart. Soften the throat, soften the jaw. We're going to move through some practices of vinyasa yoga. So vinyasa, a lot of people talk about it that it means flow. That can be one interpretation, but that's not actually what vinyasa means. The Sanskrit vinyasa literally translates to place in a particular way, which to me means mindful movement. So we're going to move our body mindfully. We're going to place it in a particular way. And that often can be done through the breath. So we're going to try and move and breathe in sync. So your front foot, go ahead and step it out about a footprint so that it's a little further to the right than you'd normally have it. And then from here, as you exhale, just let your body come forward any amount. Maybe it's just a couple inches, or maybe you come all the way down. Keep drawing your right hip back and let your head drop down towards the earth. The hands can be resting on your back, or they can come up and over. We call this humble warrior, which is a great expression of Ishvara Praditana, of surrender to that universal or divine energy. You can think of what you want to be humbling yourself towards, what you would bow towards in your life. And as you exhale, go ahead and take the hands to the earth, to the inside of that foot. Lift through the back heel and soften down through the hips. From here, maybe your elbows will start to bend. Maybe it's natural to put that back knee down on the ground. As the elbows bend, some people can get the elbows all the way to the floor. It doesn't really matter. It just matters that you feel that sense of surrender, of sinking. And then we're going to keep those back toes tucked, because now we're going to inhale for plank pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Bend through the knees, slowly walk them up to the feet, come back into a forward fold. Inhale, lift just a teensy bit through your heart, and exhale, fold. Knees can be bent any amount to keep your back happy. And now we're going to inhale, lead with the heart, come forward. Let the arms circle. Exhale, hands back to the heart. We'll take the other side. Hands come to the small of the back. Inhale, little back bend. And exhale, come back up. Hands to the heart. Shift the weight to that left foot as you step the right foot back. And warrior one from here. Interlace the hands behind the back. We're going to hold for a couple breaths to just really get ourselves situated in the pose. And because we held for a couple breaths on the other side. So feeling those roller skates, 4 points of each foot. Front knee is going to bend until you can see the big toe to the inside of the knee. With the hands interlaced, you're going to feel that opening through the front body. The left foot is going to step out a little wider than you'd normally have it, so there's space. Soften the throat, the jaw. Gather the strength to support you from your feet, from the ground up. And then as you exhale, find that humble warrior, bowing forward any amount. If it feels good to let the head go, let the head go. Keep pulling that left hip back. The hands can stay against your back, or they can release. And then exhale, the hands come to the earth, to the inside of that left foot. The right heel is going to lift, and your hips are going to sink down. Again, some people call this lizard, some people call it runner's lunge. Softening, elbows can bend any amount. And then we're going to inhale, lift back up to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take this sequence through 2 more times, so once more on each side. Bend through your knees. Inhale, walk the feet to the hands. On an exhale, let your body melt forward. Try and let the breath lead the movement. Inhale, the heart scoops up, circling through the arms. Exhale, right away, take the hands to the lower back. Ground through the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Find tapas, find zeal. And exhale, come back up. Shift the weight to the right foot. Inhale, left foot steps back. Interlace the hands. Warrior one. On an exhale, step that right foot out about a footprint to make room as you slowly lower down. Breathing in from here. On an exhale, lower your hands to the earth to find that runner's lunge or lizard. Soften through the knee, through the hip, through the elbows. Inhale, lift through the front of your body, find plank pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. If this is going too fast, slow it down in your body. There'll be time to catch up. Exhale, bend through the knees, slowly walk forward. Let the inhale lift your heart. Let the exhale fold. Inhale, heart leads, breath leads, rising on up. Exhale, hands to the lower back, last side. Inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, come back up. Shift the weight to the left foot and inhale, right foot steps back, interlace the hands, warrior one. Exhale, left foot steps out of footprint as you slowly come down. Again, think slow motion yoga. Yoga on the moon. Inhaling here. And then exhale, let your hands come to the earth and find that low, soft lunge through the hips. Inhale, lift from the front body, find plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, slowly step the feet up to the hands, lift through the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart leads, reach forward and then up. Circle through the arms. And exhale, hands back to the heart, back to mountain pose. As you come back into mountain, take a moment to close your eyes. With your eyes closed, tuning back in. Come back to Svadhyaya, back to self-study. Back to connecting with the breath. And then gently open your eyes. Once again, shift your weight to the right as you step your left foot back, but now we're going to open out for warrior two. Again, your feet can be as wide apart as your body is comfortable. You're going to bend your front knee until you can see the big toe to the inside of the knee, and you're going to reach and open through the arms. Feet line up, heel to arch, so you're a little more kind of in that sort of narrow hallway feeling in your body. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift through your right palm, left arm drops down for a reverse warrior, lifting and opening through the rib cage. And then exhale, extended side angle. Take the elbow to the thigh and the top arm reaches. Feeling that opening through the top side of the body, that left side, fingertips to the back heel. On an inhale, go ahead and rise it back up, reverse warrior. And we're just going to move with the breath here. Find that tapas. Exhale, elbow to thigh, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior, mindful movement. Placing your body in a particular way. Exhale, extended side angle. One more round. Feel strength in the legs. Inhale as you come up, softness in the upper body. Exhale, extended side angle. This time, inhale, come back up to warrior two. Might be take a couple steps for some of us, but you're going to shift your weight back to that front foot. So you can either do a little hop, hop, and take it in through a couple steps, or if it's comfortable to whoom, take it in one big step, feel free. Either way, back to the top of the mat, back to mountain, shift the weight to the left, same thing to the other side. Right foot steps back, comfortably wide stance, heel to arch alignment, front knee bends until you can say hi to your big toe, and the arms float. Strong legs. Inhale, reverse warrior on this side. Left palm flips, right arm relaxes down. Couple breaths to really open through that left side. And then exhale, extended side angle. Elbow to thigh, top arm reaching. Connect the fingertips to the back heel. Then we'll move with the breath. Inhale, reverse warrior. Strong legs, soft spine. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Trying to pay attention to the space between the poses as well as the poses themselves. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, back up to warrior two. And as many steps as it takes, exhale, whoop, step it forward, back to mountain pose. From here, once again, separate your feet hip distance, close the eyes, feel that reconnection between the earth and the sky. As you're ready, interlace your hands behind the back, roll the shoulders open. You're going to sit back through your hips as if you were taking chair pose, but then you just keep going until your belly touches your thighs or as close as you can get. Let the head drop down. You can stay here or you can release the hands. Wherever you're at, make sure you're breathing. And from here, go ahead and exhale, release your hands to the earth, and we're going to step right back into plank, building back up into tapas. Feel your belly button drop towards your spine. Feel your thigh muscles lift towards your thigh bones. Make sure you're breathing and create length in your body however you can. And then exhale, knees, chest and chin gently lower. And we're going to come all the way to the belly. Release the toes. We'll start with Cobra again. Hands right under the shoulders. Pull through the arms. Reach through the heart. Maybe feeling both that sense of tapas, of that increase of energy through the back of the body, but also that sense of surrender through your heart, opening through the front of the chest. And then on an exhale, go ahead, release down. And you can either just fold your hands and rest your head on your hands, or if it feels more comfortable to turn your head to one side, you can do that. Some people like arms at their sides. Just finding what feels best for your body. And then just gently let your hips sway side to side, releasing tension from the back. And then we're going to take back bend number 2, which is Locust pose, Salabhasana. Arms at the sides, let your palms face in towards your hips, thumbs down, pinkies up. Reach through your toes, so create length in the body as you lift through the toes, the hands, and the heart. Notice if your shoulders are kind of caving in the front, and see if you can loop them back. Open through the chest. Find your breath. Find that tapas. Tapas through the back body, surrender through the front body. And then exhale, release down. And now if you're turning your head, make sure to turn it in the opposite direction. Or just again, forehead to hands is fine too. And then you're going to sway your hips. Let the back loosen. From here, one more variation on Salabhasana, Locust pose. Bring your arms to your sides. Let your hands now come further back than your shoulders. So your hands are next to your lower ribs. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. You're going to feel your body pull forward on the mat. Shoulders keep pulling down as the heart and the feet lift. As you breathe here, see what you can do to bring your elbows just slightly closer to each other. Make sure you're breathing. Find that svadhyaya. Listen to your body. That self-study. From here, let your feet come down and straighten your arms, moving into upward facing dog. If your body is like, no, we don't do this, just come on down and take Cobra pose again. If you're comfortable in up dog though, maybe even your knees will lift up off the ground. Your heart is lifting, breathing here. And then soften the knees. Slowly, gently take it back to child's pose. Be really gentle with your body. If your lower back feels tight, that's normal. As you sense that stiffness or that tightness in the lower back, just really breathe into it. Send your breath to those areas like a massage. And from child's pose, now we're just going to roll all the way onto our backs. As you come onto your back, go ahead, hug knees to chest, rock side to side. Keep massaging your back into the floor. You can take both hands to your kneecaps and just with the knees connected, gently circle around a couple times each way. Again, think of massaging through the back. And then as you're ready, place the feet on the floor. You're going to feel your feet right under your knees, thinking about those four corners of your feet as if you had roller skates on. Find the wheels. You're going to ground through those four corners and feel how the minute that you start grounding, you can feel some of that waking up, that tapas energy into your glutes. And then you're just going to slowly peel your spine up off the floor, vertebra by vertebra. You might lift quite high, you might lift just an inch or two. It doesn't really matter how high you are. It just matters that you move in a way that honors your body. So exhale, roll on down. We're going to take it 3 times, just gently rolling up on the inhale and gently rolling down on the exhale. Slowing the movement, slowing the breath, coming back to that sense of vinyasa. Placing in a particular way, moving mindfully. Think about placing each vertebrae on the ground individually. And then on this last round, as you inhale and roll up, we're going to hold at the top. And you can either just stay right here, just gently press through the pinky side of the arm, or if it feels natural to just gently scoot side to side and maybe wiggle, finding your hands coming underneath you to interlace. That works too. Either way, you're going to find your roller skates, find your four corners, reach through the knees. Try and avoid turning your head left or right in this position, just because the neck's in a pretty vulnerable spot. So keep the head just nice and neutral. Again, thinking about the back body creating that tapas energy through the hamstrings, the glutes, the backs of the shoulders, and the front body finding that sense of surrender. And then exhale, release the shoulders, release the arms, slowly roll on down. Again, luxuriate in the movement, and knees to chest. Rock side to side. And then from here, we're going to move into just that nice relaxed twist that we've done several times already before. So you're going to take your feet to the ground, scoot your hips over to the right, and then just let your knees roll to the left. And as usual, you can keep the knees apart or you can stack them, whatever feels better on your body. Just make sure that your right shoulder stays on the ground. And you can look to the left, you can look up, you can look to the right. Feel free to close your eyes here. And this twist is another great opportunity for svadhyaya, for self-study, for Ishvara Pradidhana, surrender to the divine, to the universe, to something bigger than you. And inhale, coming back up. You're going to scoot your hips back to midline and then scoot them over to the left. As you exhale, let the knees roll to the right. And again, they can be apart or they can be stacked. Just make sure left shoulder stays on the ground and your head is going to turn however it's happy. Closing the eyes so that you can enter deeply into the body, into the sensations. And then gently unwind. According to Lotus, it's time to move to the next pose. And you can bring your hips back to midline. Once again, give your knees a little hug as we move into Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. For you, Shavasana might feel more comfortable if you have some support under your knees. So feel free to tuck a pillow or some folded blankets or a bolster if you have one under your knees. Arms relax at your sides, palms facing upward. And go ahead, close your eyes and let your body surrender. Slow the breath down. And from here, as you find Shavasana, as you find that state of stillness, we're thinking about still letting that practice of vinyasa, of mindful movement, continue. So even though our body is in relative stillness, there's still motion, which happens with our breathing, with our heart beating, with all of the internal workings of our body. So we're still staying present with those sensations, with that movement. And while we've let that tapas energy subside, we're moving a little deeper into Svadhyaya, into Ishvara Pradithana, both the study of ourselves and that ability to see inward, but also the ability to dedicate ourselves to something that is bigger than us. So there's both this internal and this external focus to our yoga practice. As you breathe, maybe noticing if there's any areas of tension, using your exhales to release that tension, to let it soften away. And you can choose to stay in Shavasana as long as you want. You can pause the video. But if you're ready to come out, you can start to wiggle fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Little movements, just growing into any kind of organic stretching or moving that feels good. As you're ready, hug the knees in, roll to one side, resting on your side. And from there, eventually coming back up to seated. Well, thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you so much for sticking with this program. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're learning both in your head and also maybe a bit of heart learning and body learning at the same time. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day and more videos to come. Feel free to leave comments too if there's anything in particular you want me to post up here. I'm open to suggestions and recommendations. All right, thank you. Stay safe. Namaste.